There are some realization that don't happen overnight. They creep up on you. You wake up one day and you look at the calendar, then you realize you are getting older, and suddenly you start asking yourself questions you never used to ask yourself. What have I been doing with all the time I had? I don't know if turning 30 does that to everyone, but it definitely did that to me, right? He's been doing that to me lately. I have been grieving something, not a relationship, not friendship, time. I have been grieving time. Hi guys, welcome back to Becoming 30. This is a series where I am documenting the conversations, lessons on learning shaping me as I turn 30 in a few months' time. Today's conversation feels a little uncomfortable because it requires me to admit something. I wasted time. Not all of it, but more than I should have, really. And for a long time, I struggled with even saying this out loud because admitting you have lost time can feel like admitting you failed, right? But I have come to realize those are two different things. Yeah, they are two different things. If you have followed me for a while, you will know that I'm currently studying for my professional accounting exam. I can. Every time I open my book, there's always a thought that quietly crosses my mind. I should have done this years ago. I should have done ICANN years ago. Not because I wasn't capable then, not because I didn't have the opportunity, I just stopped. Like life happened. I started working, I started earning money, I got busy, other things became priority. And little by little, I convinced myself that I had more time. The funny thing about time is it doesn't argue with you. It doesn't announce that it is living. It just keeps moving. 1 month becomes 6 months becomes 2 years, and then one day you look up and think, wait, where has all the time gone, right? And if I'm being completely honest, ICANN isn't the only thing. That's just one. There are so many things I delayed. I could have started, creating content, yeah, maybe earlier. I could have invested in myself sooner. I could have applied for more opportunity earlier. I could have been more intentional about building the life I want, but I wasn't. Partly because I was comfortable. Yes, I was comfortable. And comfort as a way of disguising itself as peace. Everything wasn't bad. I mean, nothing was bad. I had a stable job. I was earning quite well. I am still. Life was okay. And sometimes okay is the most dangerous place to be. Yeah, take that home. You don't always notice that nothing is growing. You just think everything is just okay. Until one day I caught myself doing something I hadn't noticed before. I kept measuring my present against an imaginary version of myself that I expected myself to be. The Lola that has finished ICANN years ago, the Lola that has started creating content years ago, the Lola that has taken bigger risk, the Lola that has made fewer excuses. And I kept comparing myself to someone who actually doesn't exist, right? And do you know what comparison does? It gives you nothing, literally, not discipline, not motivation, just guilt, just pure guilt. And guilt has never helped pass an exam. Guilt has never built a career, right? Guilt has never created a life. It just keeps you, staring backwards. It just keeps you staring backwards. So I started asking myself a different question again, right? So instead of why didn't I start sooner, I would rather say, what am I going to do with the time I still have, right now? Because as much as I wish that I could rewind the clock and go back in time, I can't. None of us can, right? The only thing we actually have right now is today, not the version of our lives that should have happened years ago, not the opportunities we missed, not the decisions we wish we made, in the past, but we have just today. And I realized that I had a choice, right? I could spend my energy mourning, the years I've lost, or I could spend that same energy building the years I still have ahead of me, right? Something shifted in me this year. Yeah. I am studying again, like serious study. You like I am like seriously studying. I'm creating again. I am not just dreaming, but I'm open. I am, I am putting myself out there again. Not like I have suddenly become fearless. I've always been fearless, but because I have stopped waiting for the perfect time, right? I have realized something. The perfect time doesn't arrive. You create it, one application, one chapter, one exam, one video, one content, one decision at a time. And maybe that's what becoming 30 has been teaching me. One of the things that consistency matters far more than wishing that I started earlier, right? So if you're watching this and you feel like you are, behind, I understand that feeling more than you could ever imagine. Maybe you started your degree late, maybe you are changing career, or maybe you are just beginning to chase a dream that you should have chased years ago. Maybe you are carrying the weight of all the should haves. I hope you know this. You cannot change the chapter you have already written, right? But you still got to decide how the story ends. And that's where I am now, right? I am no longer pretending I didn't lose time. Yes, I did. I did lose time. But I've also decided that I'm not going to lose the years ahead by constantly, crying about the years behind. I can't rewrite my 20s, but I can intentionally, write my 30s. And honestly, that gives me a lot of hope. And so, yeah. Thank you for spending this chapter with me. I am sure I will see you in the next conversation. Take care. Bye.